Hello YouTubers, this is a short article I'm going to read. I live in New York State. This is a bad law. I told you folks you got to watch out for the one world order and about the government, passing laws, because they want to regulate and control everything with this ID. And now it's starting to take place. They're attacking the internet, a place for freedom of speech and freedom of press. And eventually they're going to want to tax everything, and that's how the government gets more money, so people can't surf the internet freedom. They're going to take away their freedom of expression. So, here's what it is. The internet retailers will need to collect New York State sales tax. Passed as part of the state budget, New York will require sales tax for online purchases from out-of-state retailers such as Amazon.com. Albany, a new state law requires out-of-state internet retailers such as Amazon.com to begin collecting sales tax on purchases made in New York State. State budget officials estimating the law passed as part of the state budget earlier this month will bring in $50 million this year and $73 million next year from online sales. This will help balance the budget and offset declines in the personal income tax, officials said. The state has sent notices to the 500 largest e-tailers in the state, saying they have to register and begin collecting sales taxes by June 1st. Companies must comply. If they do not, $10,000 worth of business in the state and have agents within the state acting on their behalf. If they don't comply, the state can audit and assess them for past liabilities. Although it's a large site, eBay is a marketplace and therefore will not be required to collect sales taxes, officials said. However, if retailers on eBay meet the criteria of 10,000 with agents in New York, they would have to collect taxes. Previously, if a company did not have a physical presence in the state, it did not have to collect the tax. However, the state now is saying that if one person in New York is serving as an online agent, the company must collect the tax. It's about time, said Richard Klein, owner of the Book Review, an independent bookstore in Huntington. All we ask as independent retailers is fairness, and it's patiently and obviously unfair if we have to compete with the handicap charging sales tax when our competitors don't. James Sharon, president of the Retail Council of New York State, agreed. This is a first step in our ongoing battle to levy the sales tax playing field between New York retailers and the out-of-state internet giants that have for years capitalized on an unfair and intended competitive advantage driven solely by tax policies. However, in an interview in February, Amazon.com Vice President Palmer called the measure a tax increase on consumers. This is wrong time to increase taxes on New Yorkers, he said, questioning the constitutionality of the law. 16th Amendment, folks, they're breaking it, but declining to say whether the company will challenge it in court. Amazon.com representatives declined to comment yesterday, saying they were still reviewing the language of the law. Many observers have speculated that the law will be challenged, pointing to a 1992 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that said out-of-state retailers cannot be required to collect sales taxes unless they had a brick-and-mortar presence in a state. Then Governor Eliot Spitzer, an adulterous whore, by the way, originally proposed the idea but dropped it last fall. Governor David A. Patterson included the tax in the state budget so the legislator could weigh in, according to the budget spokesman. Folks, I just got to say, these people, they run around spending our tax dollars on things like John's prostitutions, and even Patterson, this guy has a right to admit that he actually had an affair with a woman out in his marriage, and that I guess his wife did too, So, I mean, these are far leftist people, and they don't follow the Constitution, and it's no surprise, liberals trying to raise the taxes. I mean, it's both. There's a battle on both sides, both the Republicans and Democratic Party in this country. Both have it. I wonder why in the Bible, it says about Babylon, the mother of all harlots, mother of whores, the land, that's covered, in water and multitudes of different nationalities, It's just part of it, folks, and it's pretty bad, that they're trying to do this. Next, you watch like Christian sites and stuff, especially if Hillary's elected. I've been warning people about this, and also with the healthcare thing. Most likely she'll try putting internet tax on the internet. That way, there'll be no more freedom, and you can't find the truth. Everything will be corporate controlled. I mean, look at your TVs now, Fox and CNN. I'm so sick of the one world order, and also, you got to look at the thing today too. I mean, they said, I guess, Syria and North Korea, they think have something with nuclear weapons, combined together. Just so many cover-ups, the Illuminati, skull and bones. That's why they have 911, is a phone number. I mean, there's so much cover-ups. I believe, our government was behind 911. I have no doubt about it. So, I mean, just times we're living in the very end days, like, the song Glamorous, which is a really bad song. By the way, I'm tired of the hip-hop, too, culture corrupting our youth. I was at a bowling alley tonight bowling, and one of the songs they played was the Glamorous. And I mean, this is a great message to sense our youth, right? The lyrics in the song, this one song, Glamorous, is, if you ain't got no money, get your broke ass home. I mean, that's, in the Bible, we're supposed to love one another, and that is not loving one another at all, sending that kind of message. So, I mean, the media just glorifies prostitution constantly. So that's about all I have to say. And, the gas prices have been outrageous recently. And, about the rationing story, too, I heard in the news with Sam's Club, too, starting to come to the U.S. I think some of this stuff is made up, too, Like I was watching the Sludge Report, I mean, I don't really think there's a recession. I just think they're trying to crash our economy. So ultimately, with the Nafta thing, they can set up their little continent, North America, so there'll be no more America. And like it's prophesied in the book of Revelation, there'll be 10 nation states, and they want to eventually have this one world court where they have like a national ID card, as prophesied in the Bible. Eventually they want to implant you with a microchip too. You must reject it at all costs because, in the Bible it says you'll go to hell, and whoever takes it is going to suffer through the tribulation, and boils will break out of those who take the mark. So I'm just warning people, people got to wake up and start fighting things like this. And I urge these people, Amazon, the constitutionality of so I urge people to fight this and write to your congressman and saying how unfair you think it is. And the Supreme Court, is going to be probably most likely, Amazon is probably going to be going to court over this issue. So I just urge folks to write to your senators about this and tell them to reconsider this law they passed about internet taxes, because in my opinion it's just one more step to how they're trying to distort the Constitution with freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to buy and sell, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, America, the great land of opportunity. I mean, if you're taxing it, that's almost like communism. So I'm urging people, though, to fight this law. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You just, through God, all things are possible, remember, and, that's what you got to put your faith in, because good always triumphs evil. So hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.